Still looking at me.
What's up, Money Gang? It's the Multitasker, Money Adventure, back with another requested video that I am going to be reacting. And I'm still a little bit moody because it's been a day for me. So consider that my energy has been burned out completely. So hardly smiling. So it is what it is. So moving on. And this is requested from Storm Shadow, and I do want to give a shout out to him. And that is, I'm going to be reacting the top 20 greatest Mortal Kombat characters of all time. And I already made a little argument to myself that Sub-Zero is my main dude, because ever since my youth, ever seeing the very first Mortal Kombat arcade machine, you know, all the characters, especially one ninja in a blue garb, and his name was Sub-Zero. And what can you say about him? Because he freezes his opponents and just do the uppercut, and also do the slide, and that's one thing that's so unique, that you would expect what a ninja would be doing is doing the stealth attacks, but freezes people for about like a nanosecond or so. I think that's got to be quote unquote cool. And back then, we didn't know who the person was until in the further games that reveals that the first Sub-Zero was Bihan, and then the sequel that his name is Kuo Liang, who happens to be the brother of Bihan that was killed off by Scorpion, and now current as the Grand Master of the Lin Kuei, changing the old ways, and especially of this member of the whole cyber initiation. I think that's Kuo Liang is the shit. But now I am curious to see what other top 20 characters that made it on the list. So without further ado, 3, 2, 1, it's time to react.
Today, the characters of Mortal Kombat face a different kind of challenge, placing number 1 on this list. That's right, I'm Ricky with Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 20 greatest Mortal Kombat characters of all time. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're ranking Mortal Kombat's most iconic, memorable, and downright kick-ass fighters. We're basing our picks based on how popular and prominent these characters are throughout the MK series. Alright, let's fight.
This is where you fall down. Where do you get these guys?
Number 20, Cyrax.
To better serve her, Sub-Zero.
Alright, Cyrax.
We defend Chronica as she rewrites history.
Resembling a predator crossed with a hint of Boba Fett, Cyrax is basically a robot assassin with a black belt in kicking ass and bombs instead of organs. Created to track down Sub-Zero, Cyrax attempts to accomplish this task by blending martial arts, weaponry, and a self-destruct fatality, although his final attack is replaced by a more practical saw blade in Mortal Kombat 9. If a 10-year-old kid was asked to imagine the absolutely coolest fighter, Cyrax would probably be that fighter.
That is true.
Wins.
Number 19, Noob Saibot, aka Bihan. While operating under a different name, Noob Saibot has been around since the series' very beginning. Serving as the original Sub-Zero, Bihan's many years as an assassin left the killer stripped of any mercy or kindness.
Bihan?
Yes, Kuo Liang. It is I. Quan Chi restored me.
After succumbing to the hands of Scorpion, Bihan is revived as the bloodthirsty Noob Saibot, a pure evil warrior desperate to rule the world. Along with having an incredibly brutal moveset, even by Mortal Kombat's bloody standards, Noob Saibot's name pays homage to Ed Boon and John Tobias, the franchise's co-creators.
And it became such a permanent
Number
name.
18, Reptile. The first in a long list of hidden characters, Mortal Kombat's Green Ninja started out as a palette-swapped version of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, before ultimately growing scales and razor-sharp teeth. While typically aligned with the main villains, Reptile is one of the purest characters on the roster, as the warrior only wishes to save his homeworld. Reptile arguably peaked in the first Mortal Kombat, but the hench lizard earned his spot as a recurring character. Number 17, Goro. Debuting in the original Mortal Kombat as a secondary boss, Goro answers Midway's call for a big hulking monster capable of tearing the rest of the roster in half. Designed using stop motion, Goro makes up for a lack of personality with a vicious moveset created specifically to reduce opponents into mush. As far as terrifying and powerful monsters go, Goro is simple but effective.
I did not expect to fight in this tournament, but eventually, even the Shaolin produce a warrior worthy of the Shogun.
Number 16, Kano. In a universe where pulling spines out of bodies is a common occurrence, most characters are willing to shed a few liters of blood. Despite never serving as the main antagonist, the Black Dragon's Kano may just be the vilest fighter to grace the series.
Wins.
Equipped with an awesome Terminator eye, Kano has yet to find a back not fit for stabbing. While a capable warrior, Kano's personality is difficult to pin down. Depending on the situation, the mercenary can be cruel, cowardly, or darkly comical. All we know is that Kano keeps fans on their toes.
This Law and Order really does that to him? Nah. But now he's motivated.
He's a bastard.
Number 15, Baraka.
Everyone loves Baraka in MK2.
An interesting backstory or fun personality are more than welcome. However, a cool design goes a very long way in Mortal Kombat. Armed with sharp blades and even sharper teeth, Baraka comes across as a more grotesque version of Nosferatu, which is far from an easy feat.
I didn't think about that, so that would explain it.
Crossing Shao Kahn.
Although the villain tends to feel like a henchman rather than anybody truly significant, Baraka's Tarkatan blades make for an enjoyable weapon, ones that are ideal for creating delicious fatalities. Number
Like a
14,
human kebab.
Shang Tsung.
I
Ah,
am
Shang.
Shang Tsung. In the coming days, each of you will fight.
The original big bad, Shang Tsung slips seamlessly into the role of the sinister old man with a propensity for theatrics and questionable hygiene. Shang Tsung's greatest trait is an ability to shapeshift into the other fighters, although this move's flexibility varies from game to game.
I remember when he used that to blaze his skull.
As a
It was
boss,
considered
Shang Tsung
annoying.
prefers to approach battle strategically and acts as an interesting counterpart to the brutal Shao Kahn. Though perhaps he's best remembered by his portrayal in the 1990 film by Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa, a role he got to reprise in the most recent Mortal Kombat 11.
Welcome, traveler.
And this guy right here was so happy to hear that
And
voice
this
again.
is my island.
Number 13, Jax. A stern military dude with a talent for ripping limbs from bodies, Jax looks, acts, and plays like a straightforward bruiser, which is hardly a bad thing. While Jax's design is fairly simplistic in Mortal Kombat 2, the later games provide the soldier a cybernetic makeover to complement the character's beastly fighting style and readiness to go the extra mile to get the job done.
Classic.
That's just sad. Jax wins.
Since 2011's Mortal Kombat, Jax and Ermac have enjoyed an entertaining rivalry.
Gotcha.
Number 12, Melina.
Sister.
As a clone of Edenia's princess, Melina's entire existence threatens to be defined solely by an undying hatred for Kitana. Although the female fighter is initially consumed by this rivalry, Melina grows exponentially over the years, occasionally even managing to outshine Kitana.
Let us be a family. You are
I
not
could
my
be-
family.
I could be
Often
part
entering
of your
fights dressed
family.
in virtually nothing,
Then again,
Melina's beauty
hell no.
masks an untamed and animalistic essence, both literally and figuratively. Melina is more than just a killing machine with a revealing wardrobe and a face only Baraka could love.
Yeah, that could be a lovable couple.
Number 11, Shao Kahn.
Curse the Elder Gods in their tournament. I should have taken Earthrealm by force.
Reigning over Shang Tsung, Goro, Kintaro, and nearly every other major villain, Shao Kahn is the closest character to a main antagonist in the franchise. Blending overwhelming strength, proficiency in magic, a really huge hammer, and a habit to taunt his opponent during a fight, Shao Kahn earns his nickname of the Conqueror.
Is that your best?
In those rare instances when the character is playable, Shao Kahn proves to be just as gratifying to control as the villain is to fight.
He's still a mess.
Number 10, Sonya Blade. Starting out as Mortal Kombat's token female fighter, for better or worse, Sonya Blade is arguably the original game's most normal combatant. A Special Forces operative with a no-bullshit, albeit impulsive temper, Sonya acts as a grounded counterpoint to characters like Raiden and Johnny Cage.
I don't need an escort, and I'm sure as hell not your baby.
Even if the soldier's costume frequently fluctuates between conservative and skin-tight attire, Sonya's badass nature has never disappeared. While many other deadly women have come and gone, Sonya continues to persevere.
No pressure, no romance.
Patience is a virtue, Cage.
Number 9, Kenshi.
Everybody was happy that Kenshi
Despite the 6th generation entries introducing dozens of fighters, memorable new characters are few and far between outside of the original trilogy. That being said, Kenshi is an exception.
Sento contains the souls of my ancestors. They guide me.
Seeking revenge on Shang Tsung, Mortal Kombat's nimble swordsman boasts a fantastic design that would not look out of place in a good Star Wars film. Utilizing a mix of telekinetic and spiritual expertise to supplement the loss of eyesight, Kenshi is a katana-wielding warrior on a mission to protect the Earthrealm from evildoers. Essentially, Kenshi is a superhero.
Kind of like Daredevil, but with the sword.
Number 8, Kung Lao. Pacifism has no place in Earthrealm, so this well-intentioned Shaolin monk must forego a quiet life in favor of cutting people in half with a razor-rimmed hat. In the original timeline, Kung Lao has no tangible goals besides a desire for peace, while 2011's Mortal Kombat highlights the monk's similarities to Liu Kang by foregoing a rivalry between the two.
Notice that I am ignoring you.
Although more than capable as a martial artist, Lao's hat tends to hog the limelight. Few weapons are as remarkable as a metal-plated sombrero of death.
Kung Lao wins.
It is done.
Number 7, Kitana. Debuting alongside Melina in the second game, Kitana delivered female ninjas to Mortal Kombat and seems unlikely to ever leave. Imprisoned and groomed as a child by Shao Kahn, Kitana eventually breaks free of the Conqueror's grasp and sets out to exact revenge on the arrogant villain. Be it Quan Chi or Sindel, many of the series' major antagonists are linked to Kitana, so Edenia's princess is both popular and important.
From this day on,
I'm not that bothered. I like her new design.
As one.
Number 6, Raiden. Has any other character gone through as many changes as the God of Thunder? In the first game, he was little more than a throwaway villain, but was retconned for Mortal Kombat 2 and for the rest of the series as the protector of the Earthrealm, and is even temporarily promoted to an Elder God, although the reboot timeline reverts the electrifying warrior back as a lesser god.
Your amulet.
It is nothing, Liu Kang.
And frankly, he fucked up.
Loosely inspired by Big Trouble in Little China, Raiden fires bolts of lightning at his enemies and has a knack for flying tackles. That move frankly never gets old. But what the hell is he saying?
Trust me, no one's ever gonna figure that
Number
out.
5, Cassie Cage.
Let's go, Dad.
Oh!
Breaking your old man's heart.
And maybe your
Johnny's
face.
little girl.
Debuting in Mortal Kombat X as the daughter of Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade, Cassie has the requisite charisma to assume the role of the franchise's story protagonist. Blending Sonya's military training with Johnny's endearingly flashy nature, Cassie pays homage to two legacy characters without feeling derivative of either.
I need to kick the CO's ass, ma'am. Your ass, ma'am.
All right then, Sergeant.
Along with being quite
smart ass.
likable and entertaining to control, Cassie's fatalities just about fall on the right side of cheesy. A quick warning, Cassie's nutcracker attack may force male players to cross their legs and wince.
I've seen it, and it's not that
Number
pleasant.
4,
It's
Johnny
worse than
Cage.
X.
You fought well. Thanks. Nice hat.
Based on Jean-Claude Van Damme, Johnny Cage can always be relied upon to inject some much-needed humor into proceedings. That being said, Johnny is much more than a one-liner dispensary with a radical fashion sense.
Whew. That was unpleasantly cold.
Arguably
Or
the original
get
Mortal
Cage.
Kombat's most complete character, Johnny's personality is reflected through his chosen wardrobe, fighting style, and taunts. While Johnny has matured slightly over the years, the charismatic actor has retained his penchant for self-flagellation.
Dad always said, hungry people eat lunch, humble people serve it. Dad was an asshole. Hollywood made us an even bigger one.
Number 3, Liu Kang. For quite a lengthy period, Liu Kang acted as Mortal Kombat's de facto protagonist, a role more than fulfilled by this Bruce Lee-inspired Shaolin monk.
Like in every other character, in every other fighting game. Fei Long from Street Fighter.
Ideal for newcomers but suitable for veterans, Liu Kang is a well-rounded fighter who also happens to be able to shoot fiery dragons at his enemies. Initially coming across as somewhat of a Boy Scout, Liu Kang eventually shakes things up by becoming a zombie in the original timeline and the leader of the Netherrealm in the rebooted timeline.
Well, he's now an Hell God. Fire God.
Number 2, Sub-Zero,
Yes!
aka Kuai Liang.
Good, he made it
Let
to
us
number 2.
proceed,
That's fine. I'm cool
Sub-Zero.
with that. I can
Not to be
deal with
mistaken with the original Sub-Zero, Kuai Liang dons the iconic blue uniform to exact revenge on Scorpion for killing Bi-Han. Specializing in ice attacks, Sub-Zero takes a while to break out of his shell, but the initially cold hero gradually evolves into the Earthrealm's beacon of strength and determination.
My brother participated in this folly. I do so only to face his killer.
Whether performing the role of a hero, Quan Chi's unwilling subordinate, or a cyborg, Sub-Zero making an appearance is always a joyous occasion.
Frost is strong, but lacks judgment. She cannot see the wisdom of peace. I will deal with her.
Number 1, Scorpion.
Oh! Damn!
There's a reason Mortal Kombat's supposed protagonists
Hanzo is a
tend to be
one
absent from
lucky
the
son of a
covers of the
bitch.
numbered games, and that reason is Scorpion. As a violent ninja from hell who refuses to pledge allegiance to any ruler, Scorpion is the franchise's quintessential anti-hero, someone willing to perform vile acts for the greater good.
The new Shirai Ryu are worthy. It's hot.
It still burns me seeing that.
That makes them warriors.
Usually assuming only a minor role in the main campaigns, Scorpion's own quest for closure has been a frequent high point throughout the series. Mortal Kombat without Scorpion just feels wrong.
Get over here!
That liner.
That was a doozy. Now, I'm sure there's some Mortal Kombat going down in the comment section, so why don't you guys let us know who your favorite character is and why? Alright guys, thanks for checking out the video, and if you haven't already...
Thank you as well. Well, I think that kind of gave me a little bit relief that Kuai Liang Sub-Zero didn't at least make it to like number 10 or number 12, so thank God for that. But Hanzo Higashi, I kind of suspected that he would make it to the number 1 because he's the flagship of Mortal Kombat, because he's everywhere, especially of the cover of the latest Mortal Kombat 11. So it was pretty obvious. But hey, it's what it is. So I'm satisfied, and I hope everybody is satisfied as well. So to Storm Shadow, thank you for this clip, and time's up. I gotta go ahead, head home. But if you enjoyed that, be sure to smash those likes and also leave a comment down below. With said, Mighty Avenger signing out, but I will catch you all in the next video. So take care, everybody.